All right, everybody, we are live again. Dynasty Mirror Search for Uhuru. And I have my brother on with us today, Kala Rise Up. Also, Kala, the next president. Kala Genesis has announced is going to officially announce him running for the president of the United States of America. I'm going to write Kala in. So,
Yeah,
you got
dum
my
dum
vote.
dum dum dum
Yeah, yeah,
dum
yeah, yeah,
dum dum.
yeah, yeah.
Hail to the chief.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hey, listen, and when he wins, all over America,
I'm gonna give
and,
everybody a reparations check.
yeah, that too, and in a hood near you, all Popeye's chicken sandwiches will be
All
free.
Popeyes chickens will be 50% off.
Oh, 50% not free, 50% off.
No, too much free shit. I'll give you 50% off.
All right,
50% off Popeyes chicken.
so you can get a coupon when he wins the election. Go to CalaForPresident.com, and there would be an electronic coupon on there that you can download and take it into Popeyes and get 50% off your what's it called
Chicken sandwich.
your chicken sandwich.
I'm
All right.
saying, don't shoot nobody now, folks.
Yeah. But before we get started, a couple of announcements. Tours, everybody got tours coming up. Nigeria, March 20th through the 26th. Nigeria again, August 13th through the 19th. Then Sierra Leone, December 4th through 12th. If you're interested, go to dynastamir.com. Again, dynastamir.com. Send me a message, and we'll get you all set up. And today's topic is, Kyle, this is, what's funny? We got an old white Republican male.
Right.
It looks like he's going to be running against an old white Republican male that just happens to be a Democrat.
Yeah, same thing. Trump used to be a Democrat. He lived his whole life in New York as a Democrat, liberal, around black people and stuff like that. As I know the type. Blonde German people from Queens and whatnot. They'll be in a whole building full of black people and feel comfortable. You go to Queens, you go to a hospital, you'll see white kids, black kids, whatever like that. So the only place in the world, Queens is the only place in the world you'll see black and white people on equal footing.
Right.
Equal social status, thing, that's what, New York, people don't really understand the New York thing, it's a New York thing, it's particularly Queens and Long Island and stuff like that. He's a Democrat and he's running as a Republican, ran as a Republican. Biden's really a Republican, right? But he had this from Scranton, Pennsylvania, he had to run as a Democrat,
Right.
But his values are definitely right wing, Republican and stuff like that, So that's what it is, But like I said, this is Bill Clinton all over again.
Right.
We got to get a massa to save us from another massa,
Right.
Bill Clinton saved us from Massa Bush Sr., and Joe Biden's going to save it from Massa Trump. Massa Biden's going to save it from Massa Trump. And like I said, you try to be like our people. I thought that we black people would be intelligent politically. I was wrong. I was wrong. I mean, I like I said, I said this a long time ago. You cannot engage a political process until you have a proper social construct. You got to know who the hell you are. Every other group of people who vote, they have intrinsic interest that they're voting for and that they want to see affirmed or protected. It's a difference between having an interest and being interested in something. An interest is something that you hold, a principle that you hold that you protect. Being interested in something is something you a vague abstraction that you basically move by emotion. We have an interest in getting rid of the orange man. We're interested in getting rid of the orange man. You don't have the interest because it doesn't gonna
Right.
nothing you vote for ever gives you anything tangible, solid, concrete, because you don't have anything together as a group. We don't have anything together collectively as a group of people, to rally around, to say this is our issue on the table, this is what we want and everything. We don't have a consensus. If you don't have a consensus, you can't have a mandate. And so when you go to a mandate, it's like every 4 years, like, we don't have one yet, so let's go ahead and just vote.
Right.
We have all these years. We have like 12 years, 14 years now of social media. This social media platform has been around for now 14 years. I think 2005, 15 years, right? I got on
No,
2007.
hold on. Let's see here. MySpace. Yeah, about 50. You're right.
But MySpace, I had MySpace, but nobody was using MySpace for politics. It was just MySpace.
You're right. No, you're right. It was just it was Tinder.
Yeah, I'll say MySpace. That's all it was. And Black Planet, and that's why I was on there. I was just trying to get girls. Same thing with MySpace. I was just using that to get girls, whatever. And then in 2006, I discovered the Ning platform. Right, that was to me the best. And then a few years later there was Facebook, and then YouTube and everything, and so therefore and Google and Blogspot and all the stuff like that. But before that, there was right now. So we have, like, I would say, let's put it like 12 years of political commentary going back and forth. There's no excuse. You have Black Twitter, you have all these platforms and everything like that, to people could come to a consensus and form a sort of opinion on what we're going to do. But what do we have? This is what we end up with, Joe Biden.
Right.
And not only that, like me personally, I'm writing myself in this election, or I'm voting third party.
Well, you got my vote, Colin. I'm gonna write you.
Okay, all right, yeah. Like I said, if I get on the
ballot, why not? Why not?
I'm saying I'll write myself in. I voted third party last election. And so people say,
hold on, Colin. You voted. Hey, that vote don't count. Your vote don't count.
Every vote counts,
No. You didn't vote Democrat. Your vote don't count.
I know. I got people
because the ancestors died.
Yeah,
they
and
died.
I didn't know my ancestors died, so I could go to the poll and honestly feel like I want to pull the lever for an idiot like Joe Biden. I mean, I'm dead serious. I'm looking at this guy as a complete fucking buffoon. Excuse my language, folks. A complete buffoon. There's absolutely nothing. I mean, I'm seeing black people salivating over this idiot, kissing and fondling little girls, you know what I'm saying, smelling babies and stuff like that. The guy is a freaking sick man, and that's your guy. That's who you want to represent you. That's who you want to see in the freaking White House. I mean, like I said, I'm so glad I'm a Pan-African and everything. Like I said, but unfortunately, we're still in the United States, so we have to deal with the American political system, and it just disheartening that, like I said, politically, Black America is just never going to get it together on a national level. I don't know how people are on the local levels, but on the national level, that's not it. You're going to tell me that that's the end game here, getting Joe Biden elected. That's what you went out there. Right. You would have had a better chance with Elizabeth Warren or I don't think Sanders. No, that guy's a nightmare, because if Sanders gets a nomination, he's not going to win. I think that's what it is too. Everybody knows the reason why Joe Biden benefited, right, is because most right-thinking people know that if you get Sanders on the national stage with Donald Trump, not if you think these people thought Sanders was going to sweep the delegates, right? And I said that he wasn't going to. Can you imagine the electoral college turnout? If you think these delegates were bad for Sanders, if you nominate him for the Democratic Party, watch when you see it, the election will be over by like 9 o'clock. It'll be over by like, we had to wait till like 1 o'clock. Last election,
let's see here. So Super Tuesday, Bernie Sanders won California. He won Colorado.
Like 4 states. Vermont. He won Vermont.
He won Utah, Vermont. Yeah, but he got California though. That's
Yeah, but he didn't get Texas though. He lost Texas.
Yeah, Joe Biden won Texas.
Joe Biden won Texas. So like I was trying to tell people, all these people thinking Bernie. When anybody thinks Bernie Sanders win hasn't studied his politics, don't know a damn thing about the electorate, don't know a damn thing about this country's thing. They should just keep their mouth shut. Bernie Sanders doesn't have a prayer in hell of carrying 270 electoral college votes to win in this country. That'll never happen. Joe Biden might have a chance, to win. But look what you got. You got Joe Biden of all friggin' people. It could be, I mean, so like I said, so how can I get excited about this election? You got Donald Trump, like Trump, whatever, and then you got Joe Biden. Oh Lord, cure for my insomnia. Joe Biden. So this is what you have right here in America. Like I said, I just think, like I said, we talk about all this stuff, folks, about how the end game in America, that last days is nationhood, and we got to start looking at Pan-Africanism. Now you see, after all these years, after 100 years after Marcus Garvey debuted in the United States, 1920. It was 1920. He came in 2016. He came on things 1920. And now that 100 years later, right, we're still basically pondering and debating the fact that was Garvey right. Yes, he
Right.
was right. 100 years ago, he was right. We thought that we were being led by celebrities, right? Because celebrities, let me tell you something, right, folks, right? And in the next couple of years, mark my words when you hear me say this, right?
Hold on, guys. What's his name? Kala Damas. Kala Damas. Go ahead, Kala.
Kaladamas, yeah.
Kala Damas. Go ahead. Go
Right.
ahead.
Check us out. The celebrities, right? If you think the celebrity, this is not, these celebrities are not just poking into politics just for the hell of it. It's a concerted movement, right, to basically control the black population through celebrities and entertainers.
Mm-hmm.
They'll tell grown men and women what to think, how to vote. You got grown ass men who can't think for themselves or whatnot.
Right.
I want to vote for this person. Oh no, don't you do that? You can't do that. I guess I'm like, yeah, you're a grown ass man. You don't tell nobody to tell you how to think, how to vote. You know what I'm saying? Your vote and who you vote for is your own opinion.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I remember when remember Jane Fonda? Remember Jane Fonda?
Okay, Kala, why did she get blackballed? Or
okay, all right. This is what happened, right? Jane Fonda and her father, Henry Fonda, and all these people, they're real radical leftists, up on top,
uh-huh.
And Jane Fonda was taught that, America was evil, this and thing. So she went over to Hanoi, right? And joined with the Viet Cong, right? And protested the U.S. Marines in Hanoi after the Tet Offensive, right?
Uh-huh.
And they called her Hanoi Jane, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, years later, she tried to reinvent herself, right, in America, and she got black. She eventually came back. She had that movie with Dolly Parton, 9 to 5.
Yeah, but she was married to Ted Turner, so I mean,
And then
she's
she married Ted Turner. He's another left wing. He's a globalist. He's a New World Order globalist.
right.
That's what CNN came. She helped Ted Turner get CNN off the ground. He's a globalist. Ted Turner does not believe in United States sovereignty. He does not believe in African sovereignty. He does not believe in any sovereignty. He believes in a one world government. And just like actors like Lloyd Bridges and all these other people, they believe in one world government. They believe in basically borderless societies. They believe in one language, like I say English or maybe France being the French and one other language being the dominant language of people. People should have their own language, culture, and traditions in their own country. The culture of America and Hollywood and everything is going to influence the rest of the world. People don't no longer have families; they're going to be loyal to the state and all the stuff like that. And this new world thing, you have a new world system out of places like Prague and places like The Hague and stuff like that, Brussels. This idea of putting together a one world government has been around for like 200 years, right?
Right.
We had what stopped it was people like Napoleon, Hitler, Stalin, and all these other people that stopped it with the wars in Europe, right? But to perfect this one world government, you have to get rid of people's sense of national identity, their culture, their heritage on the ground, right? And then you could basically make them wards of a superior state. That's why African countries sign over to ICC, because they don't have any respect for, nobody has respect for African courts and laws. So you can hand somebody over to another government. Africa is the only place in the world that hands people over to a foreign country, foreign territory for prosecution. There's
Right.
no reason why Charles Taylor should be rotting in a jail in Britain. He did nothing wrong,
Right.
And if it was up to them, we would have had a Gaddafi in there. You would have all kinds of black leaders in Africa, Uhuru in Kenya and whatnot. Anybody who disagrees, all you have to do is get the mass hysteria of the media, stir people up, and then if an incident breaks out, they want Paul Kagame at the Hague. They want Paul Kagame in the Hague being tried.
Right.
Because he did something in the Congo, no evidence, no anything.
No evidence.
Forget about the British and everybody else in the Congo, but it's all Paul Kagame. Why? Because this is how you control black people with the one word. But the United States is not a signature to the Hague and the ICC. Now, the people in America want America to be a signature. That means you can hand over a senator for prosecution to the Hague. You know what I'm saying? They would love for that. They still want George Bush and Dick Cheney to go to the Hague for war in Afghanistan, which is never going to happen. You know, the United States, unless you do get a government in America, a Senate that says, you know something, we're going to be a signature to the Hague. Then America, right then and there, will lose all its sovereignty. Yeah, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen after that. If you think that's a good thing, this country will break down into anarchy, into an all-out war, civil war. You know,
right?
And believe me when I'm telling you this, you do not want to see that day happens when chaos and law and order breaks down in America. You know, there'll be blood flowing down the streets of this country because the way this country's set up, right? You don't have a supreme government at the top. Everything is local, right? Local governments, local sheriff's office, and everything like that. The relationship with the federal government is tenuous. You know, if the federal, at any time, these local states could say, you know, something, screw Washington and whatnot, and the average person, and you got states like Tennessee, so like what 90% of people have guns and arms and stuff like that, even tanks and everything. You would have another civil war in this country, and also black people. If that day happens and everything like that, because that's what it's all about. The white nationalists in America want to have a war with the United States government, right? Why? Mm-hmm. Because when that happens and whatnot, black people will be completely defenseless. You know, right. Black people will be completely defenseless. That is what we're fighting up against right now in 2020 going on. It's getting dangerous in this country. You know, it's getting dangerous. The situation, the writing is on the wall. You know. So that's what you basically have. You know.
Guys, make sure you hit that like button as you come to the chat room, please. Please hit that like button.
So that's what you have basically in America right now. We have a dangerous situation where, well, like I said, politics as far as Black America is concerned, you know,
it's dead. We did that last week. It's dead. It's dead.
It's dead. It's dead.
It's dead. Like, it's dead. It's dead. Like it's
dead.
No.
So I think so. So the next biggest thing is okay. If politics in America is dead and whatnot, are we going to go back to sleep? I think people.
We already are asleep.
Huh?
We already are asleep.
Well, no, but I'm saying asleep means that for a time period, Black people on the whole weren't even commenting on politics. I mean, remember when in 2004 when P. Diddy came around with that vote or die thing?
Vote or die, right.
No one knew what they were voting for, right? It was so-called. It was because George Bush launched the war in Iraq, right?
Hey, real quick, caller. Bunkley Rodney says Black people didn't save Joe Biden. Joe Biden won by default. He's gonna get dog walked by Trump.
Yeah, he won, but I was saying black people made him relevant. Black people hated the momentum in South Carolina, right?
And you know who's running his campaign? Who's his campaign manager?
Oh, I know.
Simone Sanders.
Oh yeah. That's another thing. And can you imagine her being appointed to a White House spokesman? You got to look at that thing. You know, this is great. I'm not trying to go off left field here, but we got to get serious about this here, brothers. You know, do you want to see her every day on friggin' on television, CNN and everything, giving as a spokesman of Joe? If Joe Biden wins, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna put him in an old folks' home or whatnot, and then Ocasio-Cortez, Kamala Harris, and all these other people will be running the government and everything like that. They're going to implement their Green New Deal, all this kind of stuff. I mean, it's going to be hell. You know, it's going to be hell. And once I ain't a Black man, we ain't got no chance. You know, we have no pretty good chance. A Black heterosexual male, we're just done. You know what I'm saying? We're just done in America, you know, altogether because we have absolutely nothing. You know, we got all these people that they save the Negro types and whatnot. You know. That will up there. Oh, we're doing this for. We got prison to prison pipeline and stuff like that. Yeah, prison reform. Well, what the fuck is prison reform got to do with me? You know, they'll say, "Well, you're Black." I'll say, "Look, I'm not in goddamn jail." You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So what the hell I got? That's not enough to get my vote. You know what you're talking about? Yeah, prison pipeline reform, Colin. You know what I'm saying? What the hell? You know, and also I think the number is a little over exaggerated about the number of people actually. Going to jail and stuff like that, which is a campaign issue to get you to vote.
Right.
You know, prison. Okay, that don't do it for me. Try something else. You know. Well, we gotta do such and such. You know, we gotta get the Green New Deal. All right, look, I like driving my car. You know.
Right.
I'm not giving up my car.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, I plan to do a lot of flying over the next year, so whatever like that. So you know, you're not gonna tell me to get rid of jumbo jets and everything. You know. You know, and they say we got to get rid of burgers and beef. What else do they say they got to get rid of? You
I
know,
don't, I don't know. It
oh, it's
just
a freaking nonsense and everything. But
yeah,
the
yeah.
whole
You can't wear cotton sweaters no more. No
oh yeah,
more cotton
jeez,
sweaters.
no,
Yeah,
you can't wear cotton
I don't
and
know.
everything
No
like that.
leather. No leather. It's bad
Oh
for the.
no, no leather. Yeah, I got 2 leather jackets and everything. I love. You
You
know,
got to throw them away. You got to throw them away.
I'm not giving up my leather jackets, folks. I'm not doing it. You know, I love them to death. And had one for 25 years. Still looks new.
Wilson's.
So no, it's a shebang. You know, it's real. It's like you don't make these anymore. You know, called shebang when they don't make these type of leather. And now there's another thing right now. I was watching this thing the other day with these sportscasters on ESPN talking about female clothes. Did you see
Right.
that?
No.
And so you can't even get men's clothes anymore. You know, you go to men's stores and stuff like that. It's like, where's all the dang men's clothes and everything? Where's all the freaking stuff that men like and everything? You got these feminine dudes freaking making men's fashion and whatnot. It's like, damn, man, what the hell's going on?
Right.
You know, it's getting hard to be a fucking man in this world anymore. You know, it's like that. You know, I said I can't wear that. It looks a little too feminine for me.
Right.
You know, too girls for me. So I like men's clothes and whatnot. You know, I like men's suits and stuff like that. I like men's jeans and everything that loosely fit me. You know, I don't like all the skinny jeans and all stuff like that.
Right.
You know, stuff like that. So this is what it is. But like I said, my point was, I said you have people out here now, you know, who are basically trying to emasculate the heterosexual black male. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, nobody's speaking to us in this election. Nobody's speaking to our concerns and everything like that. You know, what we think and everything. We don't exist. You know, we don't exist. We don't exist in the electorate. But the thing is, what they want to do is we're just going to be a bunch of sheep that go out to the poll, where
Right.
everything in society is turning against us. You know, the courts, the child support courts, where everything is against
Everything.
black males. You know, and so therefore we're supposed to support a system that's dismissive of us and whatnot, that don't really like us, that's threatened by us. You know, because that's what it's really all about. You know, everyone's threatened by black heterosexual men in this country. You know, heterosexual. We're supposed to be metrosexual and neutral and fluid, gender fluid, and all this kind of nonsense. They keep putting that in, so we're not.
Intersectionality. You forgot that
Oh
one.
yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, intersectionality. You know, you check with your inner queer self, you know, and stuff like that, your inner female side of you and whatnot and stuff like that. But you can't be a real solid man. You know, you can't be a solid man anymore and talk about men's issues, stuff like that. There's something wrong with you if you talk about men's issues and everything like that, you know. And Joe Biden says that his first priority will be taking care of the LGBTQ. But correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't they get a whole bunch of rights under Obama? You know,
The rights.
right? Didn't they get a whole bunch of success under Obama? I didn't know what a transgender was until Obama's second term. I never knew what the term was. You know, it said trans people. I said, what the hell's a trans? You know, it said, well, you know, it's people who want to go for male. I said, are you serious? This is really something that an elected government official is advocating for? Male, female, gender neutral bathrooms. You know, well,
Right.
one state they took that down because somebody got raped and a female got raped in a gender neutral bathroom. You know, common sense stuff. When now you put males and males, females and females. If you're confused, go by your birth certificate. If you're born a female, you're a female. If you're born a male, you're born a male. But Virginia, the state of Virginia, is introducing legislation that says you could change your birth certificate gender.
Right.
You know, this is a madness we live in right now, and we as black people, we're not talking about voting on things that's going to enhance our culture, enhance our. We're voting on this nonsense that we're co-opting, all because we're so scared of the orange man. You know,
The orange man.
we gotta get rid of the
The
orange
man.
Let's change gender identity. Why? Because the orange man.
And Per Maxine Waters, Shitty Cuz, Cuzzo Loke, and Super Blood Paru, it has more integrity than the orange.
Yeah. All the people that killed. You see that one picture that post I put up? Well, a father and son. They look like the same age, right? Both indicted for murder. I think the son was 15. The father was like in his 30s. Days apart. They both indicted for murder. This is what we're dealing with. We had that situation you was talking about in Philadelphia, where the two brothers got shot out in
over basketball.
Parking lot over a basketball game.
That's why I don't do all the Rex. Hey, yo, Diners, you want to come join our flag football team? No, I'm good, bro. I'm good.
Yeah, I've seen. Yo, look, man. I like I said, years ago, 20 years ago, I used to work at the rec center here in Virginia Beach, right? And like I said, it got so bad and whatnot, we had to take the hoops down outside. You know.
Well, the thing is, they used to. So in Atlanta, there used to be a popular spot called Run and Shoot. They had to shut that down. Hey, listen, basketball 24/7. Like it was open 24/7.
Yo, check us out. I see dudes my age out there. I'm like, oh man. I said, look, at the time, 20 years old, I was working 3 jobs, holding it down, had a car, 2 cars, everything. I'm saying I had, dating and everything. I'm saying, how are these motherfuckers sitting out there all day, no job? I'm every second of the day, I'm scrambling. Okay, I got enough money for rent. I got enough money for this. Okay, I got my car payment, this and the other. I see bros out there, my age out there, from 11 o'clock in the morning to close out. Yo, pass. Yo. All day, all night. And I come back, 10 o'clock at night, and they're still out there in the car. When I'm like, yo, all y'all do is play ball all day. I get that. You want to, this and the other thing, but damn, And also, next thing you know, fights, saying, oh, yeah, man, people got shot. Dude got called a foul. And
listen, Colin, it's always over a foul.
A foul, or like this one time there was a shooting where a dude a fight broke out because the dude faked this dude out and he fell. You faint so and the dude went back and everybody started laughing. That was it, man. Dude went to his car. Oh, let's get the fuck out of here, man. That's it, man. Everybody running for the car and whatnot. Next thing you know, bullets flying and whatnot.
Like Abdul Sharif says they used to have a run and shoot in Prince George County, Maryland, until it turned into a shooting range. Hey, right over here in Atlanta, off of Metropolitan, run and shoot basketball 24/7. Did they turn that shit into a shooting range?
It checks out. And a lot of times, let me tell you something. There's people right now watching this, right, who are angry about we're talking about this topic, right? They're angry. Why are you talking about it? Because we can. Well, you idiot, dusty clown. You know what I'm saying? We ask what the heck we do on these channels and whatnot. We think we got this platform for. We're going to expose you dusty Negroes and whatnot. We got dusty herbalists. We got dusty Pan-Africanists. We got dusty do-nothing Negroes and whatnot. All they want to do is sit around and talk about it. And they get angry when they hear these platforms because
hey, Colin, what's a dusty? Give me an example of a dusty herbalist.
Oh! You didn't hear about that. I didn't talk about that. It's the herb dude always try on their timeline on Facebook. I am an herbalist. I sell my herbs and this and the other thing and whatnot. You inbox me and whatnot. I'm holistic, whatever bullshit that people try to do. So dusty herbalism, herbalists, these gurus and whatnot, just selling you something whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So, well, how does this work? So you take this in the morning and whatnot. I was taking herbs for years and whatnot. Yeah, I'm an herb. This is from the islands. This is from the motherland. The herbs and whatnot. I grabbed someone work, but some of these dusty niggas, man.
Dusty herbalists.
Okay. Brother Theodore says, with all due respect, college seems well informed. Yeah, it has all comes as a rant with no clear. So that's all I could do. Because if I gave you a clear perspective, you'll get offended.
Yeah, Colin, listen, we're men, so we want the clear perspective. Go ahead.
Okay, the clear perspective is you want to know my opinion? You want to know my opinion right
Please, Colin.
Okay. Come on. All right, my personal opinion, right? If you're a black male, right? If you're a black male, you're not gonna like this, right? My personal opinion, right now, black male are riding on high because Donald Trump is in office. That's just my personal opinion, right? Now, if you really want to win in Black America right now, one Black America win right now, have a black political party. No one's going to do that, right? Then if you're not going to do that, at least half and half of Black America should be in both parties, right? We should be in both parties, right? And with an agenda, right? And then basically we could be the deciding vote in each party. We could reshape American politics and to get what we want. Now, if you're not going to do that, right? If you're just going to throw your vote all to one side, right? And the other side is going to say, okay, well, if you're not going to vote for me, I'm not going to give you what are we going to do for you? And then we sit around every day and wonder why all the hell. Check this out. It breaks down to everything we do in America, right? Nobody respects black people at all. We're on the bottom. We're on the bottom. Everybody talks about us. This elephant in the room is Black America.
Right.
There's immigrants that come over here, right? After a generation or two, they getting into the swing of things of America. That's the new Democratic Party, right? The new immigrants and everything, they're making their way. They're trying to reshape the identity of America. The identity of America is no longer be defined by white Anglo-Saxons and black people. You know, that relationship always defined America, right? That conundrum, you know, that dichotomy of the two group of people, the white people who came here and assimilated, you know, and the black slave descendants, right? Now you have a different perspective, right? You have more and more mixed race people in America right here. You got more biracial people. You have more people coming from Asia, Latin America. They're not just sitting back on the sidelines anymore. They're in the media. They're influencers on YouTube and everything like that. They're putting their stuff out there. They're putting their ideas and agenda out there. And the black people, we're still waiting for 40 acres and a mule. Our mentality is still waiting on 40 acres and a mule. Did that make it any clearer?
Yes.
So therefore, in this situation where it seems the Democrat Party, that's where they're moving to. If you're not really right-wing, Anglo-Saxon, you know, whatever like that, you're going to be a Democrat. That means you're probably an immigrant, you're a person of color, and all stuff like that. And that's the agenda. You know what I'm saying? To redefine America, inclusion, you know, color, multiculturalism, all that stuff like that. That's not going to, Black America is not going to benefit from that, you know, because what they need Black America to do is just to shut up. You just sit back and know that the squad is going to take care of you, you know. Ileana Omar, Ocasio-Cortez, and the other lady,
Omar,
those are your new leaders.
So she cheated on her Somalian husband for just
friggin' goofy looking white guy. You know, I mean, I'm not looking at the white guy, some goofy looking white guy. But that's your hero, you know. She talks about the white man, this, that, and the other thing, and who's she on her knees to? A white man. Same thing with Ocasio-Cortez, with some white guy. You know what I'm saying? All of them, white men. You know, so you can fool some people some of the time, but you can't fool Kyle Genesis anytime. I know this is all about people trying to jockey for position into the white people's world. Just like all the talk show you talk about and everything like that, The Real, The View, when it all sits down to it, most of these women are going to bed with white men.
Right.
They just want a new America where, okay, this, that, and the other thing. The bottom line, the white man in America has nothing to fear by the left. Because what's controlling the left is what's controlling the right, white supremacy. If you haven't figured that out by now, you know what I'm saying, I don't know what to tell you. To neutralize that, be in both parties, right? And then make your position strong. This is what we're about. We're united as a people based on race. What is our race? We're the descendants of African-American slaves and everything, you know? You know, we didn't come here as immigrants and everything. We're not trying to make America great again. We're not trying to do all that. We're just trying to survive. And we're trying to protect our people in this country, you know? And we also want to build bridges to our motherland, you know what I'm saying? Which is long overdue. Right. Which what everybody else has. Everybody else has an exit plan just in case. Why do you think they're so bold? Why do you think these immigrants so bold? They get, you know, they do things we never think about doing, you know? Why? Because in their mind, they're thinking, okay, if it fucks up, I can just get on the next plane out and go. Right. That's what they think. That's what the Chinese think. And matter of fact, when I was growing up, I had Jewish kids, Polish kids, and Italian kids tell me the same thing. They're like, yo, if it all breaks out, man, I could always go back to Italy. You know what I'm saying? White people, that's assimilated. Right. I had Jews tell me, yeah, well, I go every summer to Israel. Sometimes, if anything ever happened, that's that peace of mind. That's why they can function in America, because they got a peace of mind. They have an escape plan. They have an alternative. We don't have that alternative. When we start talking about building overseas in Africa, we get so much blowback. My Negroes don't want to put us back on the damn plantation.
Our bones are buried.
Our bones are buried. Let me tell you about our bones. Let me tell you about our bones being buried here.
Hey, Kala, we fought in every war since the American Revolution. And
we fought for somebody else's war. We gave blood to somebody else's. We lit somebody else's field with blood for somebody else. And then after every war, you know what they did after the Revolutionary War? Thank you, black man. They put us back in slavery. They said, thank you. And they say, oh, wait a minute here. Weren't you guys caught stealing this? No, we didn't. Well, we're going to arrest y'all. Oh, you sitting in like 5 months later? Well, here you go, boys. We were going to execute you, but we decided we're going to sell you to a plantation. Okay,
Right.
That's exactly what happened. After the Civil War, we were supposed to get a strip of land, 40 acres of the mule, from what was the territory? The territory was from Wilmington, North Carolina, right down to Jacksonville, Florida. That whole strip of
Right.
coastline was supposed to be an African American settlement,
Right.
which was government settlement that they were going to move all the blacks to build cities, towns, everything, right? And also build the hope that the black race would migrate to Haiti and to Liberia and Sierra Leone. In other words, basically, let me point you this way. But no, what happened is we have Negroes who tried to talk about, even back then, we're going to be integrated with America, this, that, and the other thing, and it all fell apart and everything. Right. Reconstruction ended and everything like this. Southern South took all that down. I don't need to tell you about the Wilmington riots of 1920 and everything like that, how they came there and burned that city to the ground and overthrew elected government and everything and drove the black people out. That's where Sada Shakur's family's from, and I know her family was part of that got burned down. And so this is what it is. We as African Americans are still a special case in America. Why? Because we didn't come here voluntarily. We didn't ask for any of this. I dare anybody to get in my face and tell me what I got to do as a black man. I did not ask for this.
You got to fight. You got to
I don't have to look. I did not ask for this. My ancestors came here unwillingly. And we came here. Don't tell me about, oh, well, you guys this. We never asked to be Americans. We never asked to be on these slave ships. We never asked to come to this country. And we're bound here by a white man who tells us every day that this is the best thing that could have ever happened to us.
Right.
Do you understand the African American mind? Because I know the African American mind. Despite everything we went through, right? We're completely justified in asking for reparations. We're completely justified in being wanting a nation of our own. But in our mind, right, we've been taught that that thank God the white man brought us to this land, right? And because if not, we will be uncivilized.
Savages and stuff like that. Savages and Africa.
And that's what they think, and right. That's why a lot of black people push back when you show them African success. People don't like talking about African success when they see somebody like Aliko Dangote. Like, wow, they see people building new cities and roads and infrastructure. Like, wow, you mean to tell me you can enjoy that and everything like that, plus have the traditional culture, the village, everything, all in one place, and you don't have to deal with white racism? And then they make up in their mind, right? This is how sick the black man's mind in America is. Well, where you go, white supremacy is everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere.
In other words, the white man has the Infinity Gauntlet.
Thanos.
He's Thanos. He's everywhere. He's in your mind. He's everywhere. He knows where you're thinking. He knows what you're thinking. Wait, he's Santa Claus. He's Santa Claus. Thanos.
He's with you in the back.
The Easter Bunny, freaking the Tooth Fairy, all in one, and the Wizard of Oz, all in one. Like I said, I have a PhD in Negroology. The Negro will do anything. Like I said, I know what this is. Well, folks, they want all this stuff we're talking about to go away. Like Richard Wright. Richard Wright, if you read Richard Wright, right, he gave up on black people. He went to Paris and he had scathing. Langston Hughes wasn't as bad, right? But Richard Wright gave some scathing things about black America. He said, you have a people that's so sick. They know white people don't like them. They know, and white people know that they don't like black people. But the moment you start challenging white people, the very same black people start talking about America this, America. They want to defend America, defend white America at all costs. Because that little bit of comfort and space the white man gives them. Okay, I got my little job, I got my little position and everything like that. I want to jeopardize that, Right. But they don't understand, though, the white people really don't care about you. You know what I'm saying? You just make it, you just protecting their white fragility, White people have a fragile ego. You know what I'm saying? They want to be told that despite all the stuff we went through, we're okay. We have no problem with slavery. It just, it's just something that just happened. We're all getting along. We're all Americans now, Just like when I see games at Ole Miss, what would possess anybody to play? We watch these football games,
Yeah.
and you had an all black team in Ole Miss. I'm like, I'm not from Mississippi, right? I don't understand the culture. But you hear what the governor just said? The outgoing governor just said.
Yeah,
The
that
outgo-
it will that if there were black people were to take over in Mississippi, it would just fail. Or
1,000 years. What do you think? 1,000 years darkness. What do you think of Mississippi's been for 400 years?
yeah,
For the black man, darkness. You
right,
know. And so, but these are the type of people. These are the type of people, right? And then when you see black people down there, oh yeah, we're Ole Miss, we're gonna play and whatnot. This, that, I'm like, you're wearing these Ole Miss jerseys and you're just bigging up your state because you're just so proud to be a Mississippian.
rebel,
I,
running
I,
rebel.
I don't I don't get it. I really don't get it. And white people look at it and say, look, man, for all our white supremacy, all our stuff is secure. Because why? Because we got them Negroes over there, jumping and shouting and cheering our shit, because then we make them think that our society, our customs, our values are their customs and values.
Right.
And that's what you have. And that's where we have like now politically. We really think that we've arrived in a Democratic Party and all this kind of stuff like that. And so going forward, like I said, police shootings, you can forget about it. Racism, forget about it. You ain't gonna have any ability to fight this anymore. We just settled. We just settled for the status quo. Settle for the status quo. So therefore, like I said, the last thing holdout they want to get rid of is platforms like this one and everything. Well, we're talking about an alternative to America in the future. It's not going to happen overnight, but as more and more people kind of start talking about what we're talking about and doing what we're talking about and everything like that, joining these things and everything, being an alternative and everything, all of a sudden, next thing you know, we got a coronavirus.
Right.
We got a coronavirus that just comes out of nowhere. And everybody's like, oh man, I can't travel, man. That coronavirus gonna get me,
Right.
And like that. Diane, so you're afraid of the coronavirus, Ben?
No, I'll leave for Nigeria in 2 weeks. It's not stopping me.
And you don't have to worry about no coronavirus because there's not a lot of Chinese over there, So this that thing. So anybody want to call in?
Yeah, let's take a couple calls. We got about 30 more minutes, about 20, 30 minutes. Let's take a couple calls. Listen, if you want to call in, go to email me Uhuru at searchforuhuru.com.
If you have a different perspective, if you like Joe Biden, you like Bernie Sanders, please.
Yeah, here we go. If you like Joe Biden, please call in.
You like Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, or Donald Trump, and when I want to hear from you, I want to hear what you think and everything like that. Let me tell you something, folks. I don't tell people how to vote. People are enthusiastic about the political process. Hey, go out there and vote. I would say vote for me. When I get a write-in ballot.
I'm voting for you, Colin. No
problem. Yeah, well, vote for me and whatnot. But the whole thing is, I'm saying like this. What I want to know is what specifically. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask a question like this. Are you voting as an individual? If you're voting as an individual, right? I'll respect that, But when you say that, okay, I'm voting because we should vote for. Who's the we? Who's the we? Who's the we? Are you talking about black people? Okay. Besides the fact that we're all black and whatnot, what else do we have in common that's been put out in the national dialogue, that's up for discussion and everything like that, that we could rally behind? I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything at all. I heard a couple of good nice speeches by all of them, including Trump. Black people press. Black people getting their ass kicked. Black people built America. Black people. Black people deserve reparations. It's all friggin' talk, all talk that's never going to lead to anywhere. Why? Because as soon as the election's over, everything will go back to where it was. And you're going to be the only fool. You ever see a person, right? The party's over and whatnot, and he's like fell asleep and he gets up. Hey, I said, everybody went home, fool, and he still got his friggin' party gear on and whatnot going out there. Where's everybody at? The party's over. Go back to what you was doing.
Oh, no.
Wait till the next party next year. So that's what we basically have in America.
Hold on 1 second. Let me take this real quick. All right, go ahead, guys. If you want to call in,
Let me say something about the tangible contract. I wrote a blog back in 2018 called "Down with the Up with the Tangible" on my social network, the Ning AfricanStanding.com website. If you check out my website and everything, I'm gonna put it in the chat room, right? Social network. I wrote a blog back in 2017, right? I believe it was called "In the Future, it's going to be about tangibles, not the vague and abstract," right? And I wrote about since then. Everyone started using the word tangible, and everybody always attribute tangibles to Tariq Nasheed. No, I wrote that back then. I got receipts. I said, look, everyone before that, it was the vague and abstract.
Right.
We need equality. We need this. When I was talking about tangible, I was talking about a nation state, an African state. That's what I'd say like a tangible is a nation state. Tangible is infrastructure. Tangible is financial institutions. Tangible things that we can have put down. Everything we have in this world is institutionalized, right? Everything you see is institutionalized. Generations ago, we didn't have child support enforcement, right? And check this out. The other day, yesterday, I called for a client of mine, and I called social services. She was missing her Medicaid, something like that, didn't get a file of paperwork. But I accidentally hit a button for child enforcement services, right? And I didn't know that, right? And I was like 7 different prompts. If you want this enforced, press this. If you want this. I said, wow. I'm saying? I didn't know it was that complex, right?
Yeah, dude.
It was
like
no 7 different things. And I'm like, you mean tell me you got a whole bureaucracy that's if you want the person's been jailed or filed or whatever like this, if you want court ordered such and such. I'm like, wow. So in other words, basically, you used to have a society with Black America. We used to take care of each other's sons, daughters, grandparents. Everything was together, right? Now basically we're in the system. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're so far in the system, and like I said, I had this discussion with some partners of mine last night. They said, well, Kala, there's a lot of white people on the system. Well, this is the beauty of Black America and the stupidity of Black America, right? Most Black people who are on welfare, generation after poverty. You're outside the economics of your poverty, right? I know there's a lot of white people, right, that use welfare, social services, and everything like that. That's cheating the system.
Right.
You got a whole community of Hasidic Jews for generations, right? You ain't supposed to use Section 8 to build low-income housing for the people.
Right.
And not only that, these guys are allowed to have businesses and everything in the city using Section 8. What are they doing with all that money that they save? They're taking it and sending it to Israel. But the difference between Black people is like when we basically get on the system, we get hooked on the system and we're dependent on that.
Right.
White people know how to hide their family's assets, right? And put their mother on Medicaid, right? Because they don't want to pay all those doctor bills.
Right.
They say, well, we got like $800,000 in assets and everything. What they do? They'll give sign it over to the sons, everything like that, and it look like the mother doesn't have any assets,
Right.
So therefore, the mother can apply for Medicaid and get all these extra benefits and everything, welfare and everything like that. And these be upper class people. We don't do that as Black people. Why? Because the Black people who are upper class and everything got too much pride.
Right.
I know people. I tell people all the time. I mean, people don't put business out there. I said, well, you can apply. Don't tell me I retired from those. I don't need no help with it. I'm like, but a white person, you tell them, okay, you can do this to save some money. When they'll do it.
Right.
Why? Because Black people, we don't hold on to our little pride and whatnot. I say, look, it's a system. Then you got the people that basically that's all they know is the system. All they know is the system, and everything we vote around is getting us more acclimated and pushed into their system. You're not telling me you're trying to be free and everything if you're trying to be dependent on their system all the time. Not use their system to get what you want, right? To benefit yourself, but just to be every time you look around, you vote because you think somebody's gonna take away your SNAP card,
Right.
You think about that.
Literally.
People literally think they're gonna lose their SNAP bill. I see so many things. Oh man, people are getting 100 people, 1,000 people get kicked off SNAP. Oh, gotta vote. So that's what your whole vote is waiting on. That government program that they're not gonna take away, but you fear that somebody tells you they're gonna take your social program away if you don't vote for a Democrat.
Right.
And then you got people who are not on the system, who basically do the same thing. Is anybody calling in? I want to talk to some
No,
people.
I sent the link. Ben Uko. I sent you the link, so we're waiting for you to
Oh,
call
come
in.
on in, Ben. Come on in, brother. Come on in, man. I want to hear from some people, man. I mean, where are all these people? When I be going through the comments, they'll be talking all slick to me and they're following. Colin, you should this, you know. I'm gonna start. You know what? So I'm gonna start calling some names out on the air. Now I'm gonna make a list of names and keep running them out and everything. And then when I tell them, okay, well, I tell them call in and let's have a debate, discuss it. They don't call in.
All right.
You know, I'm not gonna bite you. We're gonna do jump to the screen and attack you. No,
Ah,
call in a debate. You know?
Kala. Oh, here's Ben. There we go. Go ahead, Ben.
Can you guys hear me?
We hear you. Go ahead.
Yes.
Ben.
Yeah, how you guys doing?
How you doing?
I'm just saying about these elections. I support nationhood, and
Hey, it's an echo.
I'm just saying about these elections. I support nationhood. And
I can't. We got Ben. You got to get it together, man. We'll put it back.
Come on. It sounds good.
Ben, you
sound
got
like,
it. You got the background or something playing. Come on, echoing. All right.
Ben, are you there? Come on, folks, man. It's not hard. It's not hard. I wait all week to talk to people and everything like that, and this is what I get, you know? Come on, people. Call the heck in, man. I want to have this discussion, you know what I'm saying? I want to have this discussion. What I mean, now is the time to have. I'm sick and tired of us looking stupid. You know, black people, they love themselves. But that's what's going out to the whole entire world. This idiot buffoon, Joe Biden, you know, and people look at me now and say, yeah, I know you love Joseph Biden. No, I don't. I got to make a sticker up on my car saying F Joe Biden. You know, F politics altogether, but F Joe Biden. Because people looking at us like, well, why do you like this guy? Whatever like that. I didn't vote for him, you know. I didn't vote for him. I could care less about him, you know. Because what it's saying is this. This is what it's saying. You could go out there and do whatever you want, say whatever you want about black people. Joe Biden has a history of saying things about black men, black this and thing, and everything. And basically, all things are forgiven. You know, there's no consequence to people dismissing us. You know, and everything. I don't say, like I said, the black politics. If you haven't figured it out right now, folks. The black people that's in the politics, the people that's around these people, they're only in it for themselves. You know, they're only in it for themselves. That lady Stacey Abrams, I mean, I'm not talking about, this is all politics, not just black politicians, folks, but the thing is, though, when white politicians are representing people that got interests and everything, so white people benefit. Black people have nothing collective that engages the political process, right? So the only people that benefit from this thing are the people like the Al Sharptons, the Jesse Jacksons, and all these other people.
They've been quiet. They've been absolutely quiet.
Because you know why? Because I think what it is, you know, they know they run their game is run up. People are freaking up into them, you know. So they don't want to seem like okay, we're like that. They're set. They don't need to be out there doing with these up and coming people. That the people that you see guest on MSNBC and stuff like that. These are up and coming so-called black leaders and spokesmouths and whatnot. You know, these people are trying to make their bones. You know, and they make their bones by talking about what we call, you know, yeah. Somebody said the coons on Facebook, the sensible people here. Yeah, like I said, you watch Facebook all day and all night, man. You'll lose your mind. You know,
right?
No one said I like your suit and tie. Thank you. You know, thank you. You know. So I come and I dress nice for the show and everything. I want people to call up, and we're gonna have a nice conversation, man. You know, if people don't call up, people are like, hey, well, you know.
Here we go. Nappy Yankee. I'm sending the link, and then we'll take one more call after that.
All right,
Nappy Yankee. I just sent the link. Guys, make sure you hit that like button as well. Please hit the like button. Also subscribe if you're new. And then, you know, people are always asking, Dynas, what's your Cash App? What's your Cash App? Here's the Cash App right here. So there you go. All right, Nappy Yankee, I sent the link. We got about 15, 20 more minutes, and I gotta wake Massa up so we can do his homework.
I put the link to my social media website. I don't know if it linked, hyperlink, but BALAfric75.ning.com if you're interested in the Pan-African side of what we're talking about and everything, and link with Pan. What the beauty about social networks and everything, when you build social networks and you have a place where you can build social networks and stuff like that, you build relationships and fellowship, right? And therefore you don't feel vulnerable, because like I said, the YouTube and Facebook is the Wild West. That's just like being out in the wild field when anything just goes.
Right.
But when you're in a social network where 99% of people think like you and everything like that, for the most part, and we have different viewpoints and everything, but for the most part, most people are interested in repatriation, building. We got a lot of stuff like that. I see Brother Bimani got his community in Ghana blueprints out, and I'm like, wow, that's good. We have a small community doing. We have things going on in Angola. We have people. We got RJ and Senegal. With that club, did you go to that club? What's the club called?
Where?
In Senegal. RJ.
Nappy Yankee, go ahead, bro.
Yeah.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
We hear you just fine.
All right. Peace. What's going on? Just want to throw two things out there. First of all, obviously with what's transpired with these elections, but Chuck D endorsing Bernie, and obviously that a lot of us, who watched that were kind of surprised. But to me, it just shows you Chuck D is what kind of happens when you hang around white liberals a lot and you start, taking on the D. Remember when after 9/11, he was on Air America, and he kind of, I think that you got to be kind of careful when you hang around white liberals, because eventually, I don't know if he owes them a favor or what have you, but he's a politically astute guy, and he couldn't have just thrown his support behind somebody he didn't know about. I mean, this is a man who's part of one of the most revolutionary groups that hip hop ever produced. But yet here you have, used to be, yeah, but but Bernie is against reparations openly, and he openly doesn't have a black agenda. Okay, there's many things that Bernie has done. I'm just wondering. I mean, I don't think it's because of money, because Chuck is, anyone who knows his history, he's a pretty simple man. He lives a pretty simple life. So I don't think that he's about the bag like that. I don't know. I mean, what do you think would be the reason he would back?
Well, it's like this. This is what I remember, right? You guys probably don't remember this, right? I remember this. Back in the days, Professor Griff did an article, right? And he was basically condemning Jews' influence of black music and stuff like that, right? And the guy that was producing Public Enemy, guy named Hank Shockley and whatnot, said, well, I told Chuck D, man, we got to get rid of Griff because he's going to ruin us. Because remember something, at the time, and I remember this is 89, although I met Chuck D and all of them in 89 in Harlem, hung out with them and stuff like that, Terminator X, Flav, Griff, all that, we hung out with them and that. That was a good thing. But like I was talking about Boy the other night, right? I remember we liked Public Enemy, but most of us really weren't into buying this up. Their real audience was white liberals, because the bottom line, white people, white college kids have a rebellious streak, right? This is not nothing new. The Black Panther Party, what ruined them was them going to these white college campuses, hanging around white girls, you know what I'm saying? And talking about Vietnam, talking about legalization of drugs.
It's funny you said that, because somebody in the chat room said when we brought up Jane Fonda, I guess Jane Fonda was rolling with the Black Panther Party.
Of course, you know what I'm saying? So was Bette Midler, and so was a lot of other people, So it's not necessarily black revolution no more. It's sort of leftist revolution, and people and communism, whatnot. We got to overthrow this fascist, racism, white supremacist system, whatnot. And I don't know the white people. Let me say it let me put it to you like this. This is probably the first time you're going to hear this, right? And this is the truth, right? White people are leftists, right? Not because they love you, because they have friends that are on the margins of American society. The LGBT, that's what this is all about. The powerful, you got rich, powerful people, right? Whose sons and daughters are homosexual and all the stuff like that. And you got writers and everything. I don't know what it's like. There's a good movie that came out in 1967 called The Detective with Frank Sinatra. If you ever want to see what I'm talking about, watch that movie, right? And the guy was he was saying, he was a homosexual, right? And he was having an impulsion. I think he was killing some of his guys to sleep with. He said, I don't know what the urge is to sleep with another man. Society tells me I got to do this but I have these urges and everything, So they was battling that back then, right? And what way to introduce homosexuality and all the stuff like that to the public is to ride it in with the black struggle. You see what I mean? Because that's what this is all about. There's no such thing as white people coming to black people and trying to change America for you. No, when they change America, they also talk about the illegal aliens. They also talk about the Chinese that were here that still feel like they're marginalized. They talk about the women who don't want to be in the kitchen anymore, but they want to be out there in the workforce. In the 60s, there were no women on TV in the workplace. There were no women talk shows and everything. What happened? All these people, like a Trojan horse, rode in on civil rights, anti-war, and all the stuff like that, and we were the ones pushing the Trojan horse. Now, when all these people got what they wanted to get, right, we're like, well, geez, man, we had this revolution in the 60s. We had the sexual revolution. We had all stuff like that. But damn, I still feel black. We still feel like our asses getting kicked because the whole movement was never about you. They don't go through those civil rights and all that because they love black people. There's always ulterior motive, and we know that too. We know that the only way you're going to sell civil rights, right, is you got to make it seem like you're including white women, Chinese, everything. Because if the face of civil rights is black men coming down to Wall Street getting jobs and everything, you think that would ever happen? No. Let's be honest with ourselves.
Nope.
Let's be honest with ourselves. If the face of civil rights and all stuff like that was black men, young black men, right, going into corporate America, getting contracts and stuff like that, side by side with white people, it would have never happened. They give words like diversity and inclusion. That means everybody. We got to bring white women in. We got to bring the handicapped in. We got to bring the immigrants in. We got to have diversity and everything. That did nothing for the status of the people who are victims of the transatlantic slave trade, who America owes a debt to.
Yeah, it is kind of weird. Again, I don't, Chuck D. It's a bad move. As far as I'm concerned, I'm not going to call him, a sellout or a coon, even though people online they've gone after him. He should have known he was going to take a couple of hits.
No, Chuck D's been dry cooning for years. Let's be honest with ourselves. There was a couple of years ago. I remember he was going after Diddy for using a sample of his song on 10 Crack Commandments.
10 Crack Commandments. Yeah.
Anyway, he kept going on it. And then next thing you know, one night, we said, yeah, at the time, man, because I wasn't really feeling Diddy with that. I said, yeah, finally, somebody's going to fight Diddy, like that. And next thing you know, a week later, he had Chuck D doing a jig dance in the video. Diddy came out and he said, I got somebody to bring out. Chuck D. He snapped his finger, and Chuck D out there.
Yeah.
Doing the jig dance and whatnot, In other words, that he must have cut that check, Tell him he's the worst thing. Next week he's on a video doing the jig dance,
Yeah, and for him to even during this to savage Flavor the way he did, I understand. Look, bandmates are gonna have their differences.
What does that tell you?
Huh?
What does that tell you? What does it tell you? They tell you that.
Look, bandmates.
You really never had nothing. It was all fake.
No, look, bandmates are gonna have differences, but for him to bring up his personal stuff and for something like this, come on now, it was just really in bad taste. I'm just wondering the motivation behind why he would even. I mean,
let me say
he's
something, brother.
growing up.
Let me say something, brother.
Yeah.
Back in the days, right? When we went, let's be honest. When I went to see Chuck D and all them at the Harlem, it was Harry Tubman High School in Harlem, right? It was a Nation of Islam.
Right.
It was a Nation of Islam rally, right? And everybody also there was flyers all over 125th Street and everything like that saying Public Enemy's gonna show up, right? The whole place was packed with kids, right? I'm a kid myself, right? And there was teenagers there and whatnot, right? And all I kept hearing in my mind, I said, I just came to see Flavor Flav, you know?
Yeah.
Flav was the one that brought people out because his antics and everything. That's what people want to see. They want to see Flavor Flav. They didn't. People weren't hearing about Chuck D. Okay, some people got the consciousness, you know, something like that. But
he's called Flavor for a reason.
Yeah, he's the one that basically the hype man. He's the hype man. Everybody wanted to see the clock. Everybody, as soon as Flavor walked in, all these kids went crazy, you know.
Right.
And then Griff was talking and whatnot. Griff was talking. He said, "Yo, this, that, thing, you know, Griff. He was real, but that's who I was. That was my man in Public Enemy, Griff. You know, at the time, you know." Because I'm more on a different level. But most of the kids there, they were there to see Flavor Flav, you know. And so now Chuck feels they don't need him anymore after that Flavor of Love incident and whatnot and all stuff like that. He don't feel like they need him no more, you know, and stuff like that. So he says time to get rid of him, you know, time to part ways, you know. And that's what it is.
Yeah. One more thing. You had made a point earlier on. It kind of alluded to this whole, FBA goofiness. Basically, basically FBA is it's a worse term than ADOS in my opinion, because foundational Black Americans, first of all, what did we find? I mean, we were brought here as slaves. You understand? So I mean, it's like foundational.
Let's you know what we have to do, brother, right?
Yeah.
Now there's people who use FBA and ADOS for divisive terms. They want to basically Dinus, I want to say it. Yvette Carnell says, all you Negroes, like I'm getting my passport in a few weeks, all you Negroes that keep going to Africa, I want to collect your passports at the airport, you know? Yvette Carnell is coming for your passports. I got a song.
Listen.
I got a song. I haven't back the song yet, but next week, I'm going to sing the song about Yvette Carnell taking the passports, you know? Mama Malata, don't take my passport. But hold on. But she wants to take your passports. Why? Because she's so angry. Because she thought this Wakanda thing was going to disappear, you know?
Right.
And then also, let me say something. The foundational Black America is all like this. This is what it is.
Right.
Black people, let's say like this. There's Black people in America who don't want to take advantage of a tremendous their position in America with that powerful passport and build Pan-African relationship where they can benefit themselves, right? They don't want nothing to do with Africa, right? They think Africa's dirty, Africa's ugly, whatever like that. They hate Africa. They want to be just identified with America, right? But what they're finding is that they can easily be replaced by Black immigrants. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because these Black immigrants are driven, you know? They seem like they work harder. They're about education. They know how to finesse and get along with everybody to get what they want, right? Right. So therefore, just like the Ku Klux Klan, and the nativist movement, right? We're gonna basically create a movement where we're gonna go after. This has nothing to do with collecting no reparations. This has everything to do with trying to go after and attack Black immigrants and everything out of simple envy, petty envy, and jealousy. You know, while the thing is, they do have some legitimate points about immigrants and stuff like that. But the thing is, they were silent about Mexicans, the Irish, and everybody else, right? Coming here and everything. The Chinese benefited the most from,
or Indians, or Asians, or white
but they had nothing to say about that. But suddenly, with Black immigrants, they want to put on the, I'm a found FBA on their ADOS on their shirt, and they want to get big and bad and whatnot, you know, because we're people that love picking on people who are weaker than we are, who we perceive weaker than they are. We want to bully Black immigrants and whatnot, and I'm not having it. You know, it's not happening. It's not gonna happen.
It's a stupid term. It's almost, just to make a sports analogy, it's like, saying, well, Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Wilt Chamberlain, they made the Lakers. No, the Lakers were there long before them. Lakers just traded in a basic engine with a turbo engine. And this is, in sports, you used to have a bunch of white players. Now they have Black players in there because obviously most of Black players in the NFL or the NBA or in baseball, they just play better. So they just replace it with a turbo engine. But you weren't there when they built the logo. You weren't there. I mean, you're basically their slaves, you know?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's
you're just
I think Boris Cujo made a great point. You know, he didn't mention that. He just said, he was a view, and he said, we were enslaved Africans, or we're descendants of survivors, which is a much better term than the nonsense that these guys say. But if you get a chance, speaking of Yvette, I don't know if you caught her interview on ABC News, where she did an interview with ABC News.
With that Nigerian guy?
Oh my God. Did you see what she did? Yeah. He said, wait a minute. Are you saying that my white cameraman behind me is more American than? She sat there and paused. I'm like, are you kidding me with this? I mean, you're just wondering how far these guys are going to go.
Like I said, the whole thing about her is this. What's dangerous about her is this. She has some legitimate points, but she's using for divisive reasons. I don't want to see us united. I want to say, in my social network, the BAIO, Africans and African Americans are one. You know what I'm saying? We work together. We debate together. We fight together. We discuss. We debate. But we're all on one platform, and we're all about Team Africa, Team Black America winning. You know, and so the whole thing is this: if you can't see, there's a whole big giant continent out there. You got the Caribbean. You got like 2 billion black people on the planet with no infrastructure that they control and everything. And you don't feel that there's a time for us to come together and build something, you know? Then I don't know what to tell people, you know? Like I said, you know, the bickering back and forth between Africans and African Americans, it's freaking nonsense. You know, we have a bigger fish to fry. You know, there's people that want to move into Africa, take over, and subjugate black people forever. If you bring millions of Chinese to the continent, millions of Europeans, America, everybody wants to stake their claim on the continent. People are robbing the continent blind. Africa's fishing grounds are being robbed left and right. You know, fishing trolls are all over the continent, freaking raping the rich fishing grounds of the African continent, and we do nothing about it. You know, but I'm gonna keep saying something about it because that's my ancestral homeland. And I don't give a damn who does not like it and who gets offended by it. I'm going to keep saying it what it is. Africa is my birthright. You know what I'm saying? That's my birthright. That's my ancestors came from. Now, last time when I did my ancestry DNA, right, I was like all proud. I'm like 55% Congolese. Then they gave me a read thing. Now I'm like, I'm down like 40% Congolese. And they bumped me up to like 25% Nigerian. You know what I'm saying? How's that? I'm not 25% Nigerian. Yeah. Hey, I think there's a conspiracy, man. I think they don't want African Americans in the Congo, so everybody can tell and say, yeah, I got that too, man. They gave me more Nigerian blood now. They update, so they want to steer us all to Nigeria instead of the Congo. I don't know what it is.
Hey, Nigeria's a great place, but guys, I gotta close out. I gotta get an answer.
Right, Nigeria's a great place too.
Yeah, you know? I gotta get Master situated. So, brother Nappy Yankee,
thanks a lot for your time, y'all.
Go to my social media site. The BAIO African, the number 5.ning.com and everything like that. If you want to join the social media, you want to join people that are working together. You know, we got people from Kenya, Angola, and all over Brazil and everything like that that are doing business and talking together and fellowshipping and everything like that. And so if you want to join people who are really about building Pan-African links and everything, join us on the social network and everything like that. You won't be sorry, you know.
For sure. Everyone, thank you so much for joining. Enjoyed the show. Like, share, and subscribe. Go to dynastymirror.com. Until next time, family. Dynasty Mirror, search for Huru. Vote College Genesis for president. 2020. And when he wins, 50% off on all Popeyes chicken.
All Popeyes chicken, you know.
50%
off on me. You know what I'm saying? We'll take the soul train.
All right, till next time, family. Peace.
Peace.